Welcome back to Unnovations. You join us for our Home Tech, High Tech Hour. Now, I don't know about you, Beverly, but I don't particularly class myself as a suspicious person. But sometimes it's natural for a person to have suspicions.
Like when you see a colleague talking to members of senior management and the conversation dries out when you enter the room.
I was thinking more of the domestic environment, Beverly.
Right, yes. As Ros was saying, suspicion isn't always a bad thing. We've all read and kept newspaper clippings about murders and crimes of that sort, and often these crimes are committed right under the noses of you and me. Remember, every killer is someone's neighbour, unless they live in a big detached property or on a boat, and it's up to us to make sure that they don't get away with it. Remember that man who killed his wife and kids and said that they'd moved away? His neighbours must have been suspicious, but didn't get round to telling anyone.
But, Beverly, if I suspect my neighbour of the wholesale slaughter of their family, how do I go about confirming or denying my suspicions? I can't exactly walk up and say, "Hi, neighbour, have you viciously butchered your wife and children?" If they haven't, then it could lead to a bit of ill feeling. And if they have, then they may kill me too, and no one would want that.
No. But now you can put your mind at rest because those clever people at Fadget have come up with this Sherlock Golden Robot. All you have to do is guide the robot to your neighbour's door using this remote control. Once there, it's entirely automated. It'll knock on the door, wait for the suspect, and then ask one of 10 pre-recorded questions. Let me demonstrate.
Did you murder your wife? Did you lose it in a drunken haze? Have you done bad things to your family?
The great thing is, if the suspect did kill, they will probably confess to a golden robot. If they didn't, they won't know that it's you that's asking. They'll just say no and shut the door on a golden robot.
It looks kind of strange, and that might unnerve a killer who's probably a bit mental anyway. It could look like God or an angel to them. It does a bit to me, actually.
If your neighbour is suspicious and says something like, "Did you send a golden robot over to see me and ask me if I murdered my wife and kids?" you can just say, "No, that's just ludicrous." And then if they wonder if they're going mad, you can say, "Well, come on then. Did you?"
And at just £259.94, it's a bargain. You could say it's a golden opportunity to uncover a murderer. I wonder if that's why they called it that.
It's because it's painted gold, I think, Ross.
Right, yes, of course it is. Let's see it in action in this promotional advertisement.
I thought I got away with it.
My neighbour sent him over.
I really didn't think I'd be caught. Not after all this time.
I don't know how he managed to get it out of me.
I couldn't do nothing else but confess.
It just all came spurting out.
I was just relieved to get it off my chest.
Now I'm doing 20 years.
Just incredible powers of deduction.
Hello, neighbour. Did you kill your wife and children on the night of the 8th of September?
Did he? Since 1986, Sherlock Golden Robot has helped in the detection of over 9 domestic incidents. Find out if your neighbour's a killer with Sherlock Golden Robot.
Now, I'd be a liar if I was to say some products weren't bigger than others. Some can fit in a drawer, others take up a whole building. But enough about me. Here's this week's Star Buy.
Until now, all scale representations of Scottish footballer Kenny Dalglish have been in meat or fish products, and therefore unsuitable for the vegetarian or the vegan person. But now that's no longer the case, with this model of the Scottish player made from bean curd. Tofu Dalglish, today's Unnovations Star Buy, just £23.12.
Welcome back to Home Tech High Tech. Now, what's your favourite film? Mine has to be Die Hard. Smashing performances and lots of action. Alan Rickman's great in it, isn't he? Shoot the glass. It's easy to believe he really is that evil, although I believe Gus on camera too met him once at a charity function, and apparently he's a genuinely nice man. Isn't he, Gus? Gus? Looks like Gus has got stage fright there. Anyway, there you go. But back to Die Hard. Wouldn't it be great if you could enjoy the action again and again in the comfort of your own home? Well, you can, of course. You could buy the video, but let's face it, VHS is just too fuzzy to sit through these days. It's like staring into a murky old fish tank, isn't it? Especially if you're watching a film about fish, or indeed one of those little plastic treasure chest things you get at the base of the tank. But what about DVD, you might say? Well, it's got a better picture, I'll grant you that, but there's still something missing. The images are sharp, but they're flat. Now, here's the latest revolution in home entertainment. It's 3D, it's crystal clear, and best of all, it's fully portable. It's the Cinemarm player. It's quite simply a high-tech platform that you attach to your arm, turning it into a limb of enchantment in seconds. Look at that. Just look at that. All the excitement, all the tension there in the Nakatomi Plaza. Look, there's Bruce Willis, there's the baddie, Otto or whatever he's called, and there's Alan Rickman. Shoot the glass, he's saying through his little beard. Actually, his beard isn't that big in the film, but they've increased the size here to make it better. Very clever. And just look at Bruce Willis. He's running and his feet are cut to ribbons. Ouch! Blood everywhere. There's even some dripping onto my sleeve. Now, you don't get that from a DVD. There are lots of films available in the Cinemarm format. For instance, here's Footloose. Let's look, you see, there's Kevin Bacon dancing past a tractor. And let's have a look what's next. Here's this one's Kes. Very sad ending, apparently, so get the hankies out for that one. Marvellous. This next one is Flatliners. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I haven't seen it before, but I'm sure it's very exciting. Also, if there's a slow bit in a film, you can easily make it more exciting by simply knocking everything over. Here's
a letter from 12-year-old Barry Beery from Bury, who writes, Dear Unnovations, my Uncle Jeff has never really recovered from an incident in the Bury area when he got a bump on the head and became convinced that he owed £5 old to a large green bottle he'd seen in the window of a local chemist's. Since then, all he says is things like, that bloody green bottle's bleeding me dry, and what's £5 these days to a bloody green bottle? Please help. I don't think your Shopper of the Month award will help him, but it might do, and even if it doesn't, it might. Barry. How true. In return for revealing details of their miserable life, it's my honour to bestow on Jeff today's Shopper of the Month award, a delightful plinth. Plus, this Unnovations lucky locket with a picture of our own Ross Lampton at its very heart. Come on, Jeff. Pay the bottle back and get on with your life. You've got so much to live for.
Here at Unnovations, we often guarantee that our prices won't be beaten by anyone, with the exception of an electrical retailer buried deep in the heart of Ipswich. That's because we look at what others are charging, then knock a bit off, and make up the balance by failing to honour guarantees. In fact, we're so certain that our prices won't be beaten, except by the Ipswich vendor, that we promise to pay £1 sterling to anyone providing proof that a product they bought from us is available for less outside of Suffolk. And that's not all. We'll also provide you with a family day pass to Unnovations Land, described recently by a leading leisure magazine as an accessible theme park with 2 old rides and a burger bar. Unnovations Land is open for 2 full weekends every year and can be found just past the disused abattoir off the Bury Arterial Road. Unnovations, more than just a little, less than quite a lot.
When a man makes a mistake,
It was you who dropped it.
he must accept the consequences.
Delivery for Mr. Gabby Walker! Chicken chow mein and 2 crispy duck! But this is the last time!
It's all over.